What's up, guys? Today we're going to be checking out another subwoofer. This is the brand new RBH 1212N. Okay, so shout out to the guys at RBH for sending this over for a review. Yeah. All right, so this is the grill. This is a non-magnetic grill. It actually has the little rubber grommet and pin insert, which you can see goes all the way around, all the way down to the bottom of both drivers. This is a dual 12-inch subwoofer. The frequency response for this goes down to like 18 hertz. I think it's 18 to 180 hertz. It is a ported design. And on the bottom, you can see there are 2 ports. And also in the center of the port is the RBH logo. Width-wise, it measures approximately
15.5 wide.
So 15.5 wide.
Oh, but 17 deep.
17 deep by
35 tall.
So 35 inches tall. I'll put the exact measurements up on the screen. And around back, we've got the binding posts. This does have a little jumper between the two, so if you did want to bi-amp this, you could actually do that by removing the jumpers. And weight-wise, how much does it weigh again?
108.
108 pounds. So if you're gonna move this around, make sure you have a helping hand or be really strong like me. Actually, I got 2 of these. I got another one in the kitchen, but we've only unboxed one of them. If you didn't notice, that subwoofer is actually passive. So this is the power amplifier. This is an RBH amplifier. Here we've got the little DSP menu, which you'll see once it's powered on. We've got the volume level for each channel, channel 1 and 2. This is the DSP menu selection knob. Up front is the intake, and on the side is the RBH logo, as well as the main power switch. Let's swing it around back. Here we've got the power inlet, 2 exhaust fans, your binding posts for your 1 and 2 channels, your speak-on connections, XLR ins and outs, and then your Ethernet connection as well. And you can see here on the sides that this does come rack mountable. So if you have a rack, you can screw this right into your rack. Okay, so specs wise for the amplifier, it's rated at 2 by 900 watts into 8 ohms, 2 by 1300 watts into 4 ohms, or if you bridge it, it is 1 by 2600 watts into 8 ohms. And this is a Class D amplifier. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing set up in home theater. I'm going to be placing these subs in the front and rear of my theaters in opposite corners. They'll both be hooked up to a Trinov Altitude processor, and demos will be played using a Zapiti signature media player and a Kaleidoscape. Now, I won't be using the room correction in the processor and only relying on the performance of the subwoofer itself and its features, although I will be setting the distances and the crossovers in the processor for the subs. Now, since the included amplifier has a built-in DSP, it should be easy enough to get paired with my system. You can adjust things such as phase and delay. It's got a 30+ band PEQ with adjustable high pass and low pass filters, or if you want, you can bypass them and use what's in your processor or AVR. The first demo I'm going to pop on is a musical. Although I can't play any songs without getting a copyright strike, so we're only going to play the first few seconds of The Greatest Showman. This demo's got some real heavy attack during the opening sequence, as well as a bunch of other musical numbers in the movie.
This is the moment you've waited for.
It's quick from the onset with a very fast initial strike paired with very clean low-end extension. I didn't notice any sloppiness or boominess during the movie, which you can sometimes get with ported subs. And to throw on another great demo, we're going to test out the subs with Hans Zimmer's The Dark Knight. When the drums kick in before the violins, it thumps and reverberates through your room while this low harmonic undertone builds up for this huge climactic finish. The subs render the drums and bass with excellent detail, keeping instruments easily identifiable without smearing their tonality together. I can see these subs being real kick-ass for a 2-channel music-only system because they are so speedy and musical. Another one of my go-tos for sheer tactile slam is Fury. It kicks hard at 30 Hz and up, which shouldn't be a problem for these 412s.
tree line. Let's light them up.
Just like in the Greatest Showman demo, these subs can take off and just rock your body. The tank blasts feel like they're going straight through your chest, only to be followed up with extremely percussive back-to-back gunshots, with again, very clean controlled mid-bass kick with no noticeable overhang. They also capture the low-end rumble across my floor, which makes it feel like you've got tanks going through your theater. And with the extended low end, it adds a lot of depth and layers to the soundstage, making your walls seem to disappear. You'll feel like you've got tanks and planes dropping bombs the next town over.
I know you are. I know you know what you're doing.
And to wrap things up, we're going to pop on the Edge of Tomorrow for the infrasonic test.
I'm not sure if we're even on the air.
Well, this wasn't terrible like some larger 21-inch subs that are floating around out there. I definitely got some excellent drywall shaking response, but I didn't get the heavy air pressurization, you know, the make your ears pop kind of single-digit response that I've heard from larger subwoofers. You might be inclined to keep turning the volume up to see if it'll go any lower, but you'll just end up making the ports chuff. Now, to be fair, I've only heard the ports making any noise with this particular demo, which wasn't horrible, so I would prefer a little bit of chuffing over sounding like a fish flapping out of water. Now, it did take a few measurements in my place. Keep in mind that these are the results that I got in my room, so they'll likely be very different for yours. The first measurement is of the subwoofer in the back of my room, and the second one is the one in the front of my room. Both of them don't look half bad combined, but with a few PEQ adjustments, I'm able to get the response almost perfectly flat. There's a little bump at roughly 10 Hz in my room before it drops off, but other than that, this is one clean, very linear sounding subwoofer once you get it all dialed in. You can of course design your own house curve if you don't like the flat response. At the time of this video, the RBH 1212N is selling for $3,500 each, and the amplifier is selling for $1,950 each. If you don't want one with an outboard amplifier, you can get one powered with a plate amp for $5,500 each. You know, I just got done reviewing a very basic subwoofer with very basic controls such as phase and a limiter, which made it tough to get it integrated into my system. So moving over to the RBH was like having a subwoofer from the future because it actually had useful features like DSP and a high-pass filter. Once I got it all dialed in, it was easily one of the best sounding subs that I've had in my theater and for my 2-channel setup as well. I paired them with some Focal Diablos and it turned them into full-range monsters. I mean, why would you buy Grand Utopias when you can just buy Diablos and some RBHs? I'm only half kidding. But yeah, these could play loud of course, but I really could care less about the loudness. They had such finesse with both music and most importantly movies, where machine guns were tight and percussive during the action flicks, so you'll feel that immediate kick to the chest that makes these movies so dynamic. And with my crossover set to 100 Hz, they blended in seamlessly with my smallish Ascendo speakers. So having such a controlled sub that can play up in the higher frequencies cleanly is really important to get that speaker to sub transition to sound really smooth. And this pairing was great. Now in my room at least, there was ample low-end extension that could fill my theater with beefy, weighty pressure that should have no issues shaking the dishes off your neighbor's walls. It won't hit single-digit infrasonic levels, but these aren't even pretending that they can. Although they came pretty close, which was crazy impressive. Overall, this is a killer subwoofer that truly impressed me with music and movies. It's a brand I think a lot of folks have been sleeping on for quite some time, so I hope they can get into the hands of more reviewers and end users just to get the word out. If you do get a chance to listen to them, I think you're going to be pretty impressed. Now, if you are interested in these RBH subs or speakers, I'll leave some links down below in this video's description. So what are your thoughts on RBH? Have you heard of the brand outside of Audioholics? And if so, what'd you think of their sound? Leave a comment down below and let me know. As always guys, thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, be sure to hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, tap the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again in the next video.